Hey guys, it's Miika.
And Mary.
And today we are going to be talking about some of the mistakes and things that we learned when we were learning how to budget. And basically going to be talking about how to help you budget better and some other things to do and not to do. But first, before we get started, annihilate that like button. It helps the algorithm. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you know when we release a new video. It's every Tuesday, by the way. What happened last night?
Ooh, we had a really bad storm and our power went out for like 2 hours.
Yeah, so that's why we didn't post our video yesterday, in case you're wondering. Of course, for anyone that's coming to this video a year from now or later, that makes no difference to you.
It won't matter.
But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the video. You start.
So, one of the ways that we found out to save the most amount of money was by not eating out during the week. Both of us would eat out for lunch, and typically we thought we were being cheap. We would spend like $5 or $6 each, but we realized that that ended up being about $300 a month, which ends up being about $4,000 a year. So we cut that out and we started meal prepping like throughout the week so that we just come home and we have something ready to eat for lunch. And on Sundays I've been like meal prepping 3 to 4 meals so that I don't have to cook during the week. So it saves money, saves time.
Yep, so that was one thing that we started doing that helped us. Let's talk about some of the habits we had to form and some of the stuff that we did basically to get used to budgeting. So it did take us a little bit of time to hone in our variable and fixed expenses to figure out how much we needed each month for those. So basically for our bills that come out every month, like rent or mortgage, utilities, stuff like that. And then your variable expenses like groceries, fuel, any shopping, entertainment, stuff like that. So it took us a little bit of time to figure those out. And basically with the variable expenses, if we ever have any money left over at the end of the month, it goes straight into savings.
Also, a tip on the fixed and variable, pretty much the fixed expenses are the same every month, but some things like utilities or power, they might vary a little bit. So usually I kind of go with like the higher end of what we would usually have and put it into that account so that we don't have to worry about not having enough in our account to cover our bills. Also, something that we decided to do was to have a separate bank account for our fixed expenses. That way at the end of the month, all of our money for our bills is right there, and we pay our bills online, so they're just automatically come out and we don't have to worry about not having the money at the end of the month. Like I was talking about earlier, we take an amount and I get paid once a week, so we take out the amount for that fixed expense total, a fourth of it every week, so that at the end of the month it's all there. And to come up with that fixed amount total, usually all of our bills range about the same amount, but certain things like electricity or utilities might vary a little bit, so I will take the high end so that we never run out of money.
One more thing to do when you are budgeting for your variable expenses is to keep track of what you're spending. So we use cash. We talked about that in our last video. If you haven't seen that video, by the way, check it out right here, actually right here. One more thing you can do is write down your expenses on a piece of paper or a notebook.
Notes in your phone.
Or notes in your phone. Or you can even use an app, but we find that if you just use cash, then it's really no point in writing it down, or at least I don't think so. Mary might think otherwise, but
I like to know exactly what we spend, exactly what we spend it on. So,
so as long as you use cash, you'll know how much money you have left for your month, for your variable expenses, and you shouldn't have any problems.
Nope, because when it's gone, it's gone. You can't just swipe it like that debit card. With anything new that you're learning, it's going to take time. So don't get frustrated when you're just beginning budgeting. It took us probably 3 or 4 months to get it to where it's working properly. And today, after over a year of budgeting, we're still tweaking things. So don't get discouraged. It's totally worth it.
Also keep in mind the long-term benefits. It may seem like, oh, you're pinching pennies, or maybe you're not, but I would encourage, if that's the way you feel, then maybe you should adjust your variable budget just a little bit, because you don't want to live like bored and not being able to do anything. But in the long run, having a budget is going to help you save and invest and meet your financial goals that you want to get to. So just keep that in mind and don't become frustrated. And also, it's going to give you peace of mind. You won't have to worry about money because you'll know exactly what is happening with your money. You won't be guessing and hoping. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll get back to you in those comments if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you.